Nashville! We are here back in the late model stocks for the K5 Championship. A little bit different format this time. The top 4 from the heat races transfer straight into the main instead of the top 2. And this should, the format change should allow the B main to actually mean something, as the past few times it's been everybody pretty much has made it. So what you're seeing here is the first heat, the battle for the 4th transfer spot. I think Kevin just took that spot away from Grady here, right at the end. Grady falls to 5th. That puts Kevin into transfer position, and they are on the white flag lap. We are in heat number 2 coming up. We got Nick in there as well. We're going to be starting P5, which I'm pretty happy about. That puts us on the inside row, just one position away from the 4th place transfer spot, so I think we might be able to grab that. I'm not feeling super comfortable. The set Daniel sent is good. I loosened it up a little bit on entry, but it's very loose, very slick off the corner, which I'm going to have to be careful about. And I also need to not clip the apron. I was doing that a lot, and that was just shoving the nose. And I had to, when I shove the nose that bad, I have to turn the wheel more, which makes it even looser on exit. It's just a big mess. But hopefully we can do a little bit better than we did in practice here.
You don't get any extra cost
and we'll see if we can transfer right in, or if we'll have to go through one of the consolations. Very foggy day here in Nashville, and I think it's in sim like 96 degrees, which is crazy. See what we can do here. We got 12 laps. Nick's starting right behind us. Tracy up there on the front row. James is in the back. He's starting dead last of this heat, and we know he's very fast. And he beat us in practice by quite a big margin, I think, on time. So look for him to move his way forward. We got Kenneth there, and then James Hester starting in front of us. And on pole is Nick King. We'll see if we can do anything here. Just need to stay on the bottom, not shove up into anybody if we can help it. What is my brake bias at? 51, that's probably alright. Just need to not overdrive entry or the center of the corner, hopefully. Did Nick change his paint scheme? He might have.
Get ready.
Alright.
The pace car is in.
We got underneath Kenneth. Kind of. Nearly. Not really.
Outside.
Alright, we're there now.
Still there? What's the line?
Oh, the bumps down there.
Still there.
Big shove in the nose. Big shove in the nose. Oh, he got up in the wall. Nick King dropping back a little bit.
Good job, man. You're up to 4. You got one outside.
Just sneak to his inside there. Need to try and get a couple extra spots if I can, because James and Nick back there who might be quick enough to get around us. Alright, we're in a safe spot now, up to 3rd.
10 to go. You're in 3rd place.
James has been really fast in these, I'm pretty sure. I think he was really fast in at 5 flags, if I remember correctly. But I'm good in 3rd. Nick has made it up to 4th. Just keep an eye on the F3, see if James ever gets on there. Though I'm not sure I could do anything to prevent anything, because I'm pretty much going as fast as I can here. Tracy checking out. Don't care about saving tires right now. Obviously, though we did not get any turn that time. Need to not overdrive entry either, if we can help it. I don't need to be too aggressive. We got a big gap to Nick, and then he's got a big gap behind him. But if we see an opportunity, we'll see if we can make the pass. give us better starting position for the A.
Got one outside.
Had to completely get out of it with the
Stay low. All
big
clear, all
nose
clear.
push. Couldn't get it to stick down there. We got a bad exit.
5 to go at the line. Got one outside.
5 to
Stay
go.
low, there's a car on the high side.
Need
Go
to make
there,
sure we can get by him cleanly. Only thing that
Go
could
there.
take us out of transfer, it would be a wreck. It does not want to turn in turn
Stay
3
low,
right
there's a
now.
car on the high side. You're in second. All clear, all clear.
Okay. See if Nick has time to get a run or if he can hold him off. Oh, Nick King's on pit road. Something may have happened to him there. It's unfortunate for him. Let's try and be smooth here. Feeling good. So tight in turn 3.
2 to go this time by.
We got 2 to go though. I don't see James back there. Wonder if he's been able to move up much or if he just kind of got stuck. We're coming to the white. We got really lucky with our
One more left to go.
starting position, random draw. Starting inside 3rd row. We could get into 4th pretty easily. And then we're able to move up a little bit, so we're going to get a fairly decent starting spot for the A, I think. And we're coming around to get our 2nd place.
Slow car on the bottom. Go high.
Nick gets in as well, and so does James. James did
It's
well,
over. Great job,
and
driver.
I will take it. I will take it. So James Lobick only got up to 8th back there. But Nick gets up into 4th. James Hester stays in 3rd there. After we make a pass, we go up to 5th. Tracy gets the win. And pretty good, pretty good. Dan Taylor going to be starting on pole next time. We got Nick Robinson in there, also very, very fast. Dylan Keynes. Frank is in 4th for that final transfer spot, but Chad is in 5th. He might be in a good position like we were. Then we got Ian, Joey, Rick, AJ, and Alan even. Oh wait, Alan's not in this one. He was in the first heat. Never mind. AJ though, starting in the back. He was very fast in practice as well. 7:08. I ran a low 7. I think it was like a 7:18 or something. We could probably find out. Yeah, 7:18. Hit 100 air temp. Nick just said. So we'll keep an eye on Frank for this start. See if he can hold on to 4th or if he drops back from that outside line. The fog is making it very hard to see. We'll see what we can do. Or what he can do. Keep an eye on Chad as well. As they're rolling around. Only 3 heats apparently. And then we're going to go all the way to the D main. It looks like only 1 transfers right in. And they don't transfer into the next main. They transfer straight into the feature. That's another new thing. And I think instead of an 18 car field for the main, it's a 23 car field now. So, could make things more interesting. Coming to the green.
Green, green, green.
Frank trying to hold on there. Gets a good exit. Chad kind of gets loose. Frank might be able to clear him. Chad's still working that inside though. Gets a little loose out of turn 4. Frank's going to hold on. And he's going to clear him. So good job to Frank there to get that get around Chad. Chad blinks out a little bit. Now can Frank hold him off for 10 laps? It will be tough. but they're too wide behind him now. Is that AJ moving his way forward? That is AJ all the way up to 5th now. Can he track down Frank and get around him? That'll be very interesting. He might have a chance. I think he's got plenty of laps left. Chad kind of fell back there. Top 4 pretty calm up there right now, single file. AJ is gaining. He might be able to get in. Half a car length now in front of him to Frank. He's going to have to set up a pass, though. Frank did a really good job holding off Chad on the high side. Chad's kind of bounced back. He's kind of pulled back into the closer to AJ and Frank. AJ looking low there out of turn 2, but it closes up. Chad looking low on AJ. So if Chad gets up to AJ and starts racing him, he might let Frank get away or keep AJ from being able to get to Frank. AJ's still hanging out right behind him. Thank you to Gregory. Good luck in the races. I think he made it in the first heat. AJ was all over the bumper Frank there. They got 8 laps complete so far. Going to be getting 4 laps to go here shortly. Frank doing a great job holding off AJ. He's doing what he needs to do. Chad really loose back there. I'm really loose out of turn 2 and 4 as well. AJ looking to try and set up a pass if he can. He goes a little wide. That gets Chad underneath him. Oh, and Chad gets a little loose. I think AJ's going to clear him back. Yep. Are they on the white flag? No, 2 to go. AJ does the crossover. He gets a good drive out of the corner. Frank up high now. He's going to have to try and hold on. Just slips by. I think AJ cleared him. He did. AJ up into the transfer spot. Frank trying to hang on up there. Just doesn't have quite the grip that he needs. And that's going to get AJ into the transfer spot as they're coming around to get the checkered flag. That was a good race. Frank just ran out of time there. Almost had it. AJ just squeaks in. Good run to Frank, though. And Chad. They did everything they could there. Chad was right in it. I thought he fell back into the pack back there behind him, but he came back and was fighting there for that final spot. Looks like 6 transfer in. There's a C main and a B main. So we got 3. We did 3 heats with top 4 transferring, so that's 12, and then we're gonna have another 12 from the C and B main. That's 26. I thought it was 23. Interesting. Still foggy out there, so Chad has another good shot here to make it. Gonna be starting outside pole of the C main. Really, they're both the same kind of race since they both transfer into the feature. So we have 7 cars and 6 transfer. It's kind of the same situation. All right. Hopefully this is a clean one. Have 18 laps here and then a 100 lap main race. I thought it was 23. I thought he said 23 make it. Let me check. Maybe he messed it up a little bit. the settings. Let's see. It says A main 23. Or am I just counting wrong? I think I'm just counting wrong. 12 and 12 is 24. Gregory. He got oh no, he got down to 8th. Always fun racing in the league, for sure. So right now only one transfer is missing it, and that's Corey right now. Or one driver is missing the transfer. With the B main, or the C main rather. 7 cars in the C here, and then we're gonna have 9 in the B, it looks like. So Corey looking to see if he can make his way. They're all single file right now. Falls back a little bit there. As they're pretty much all single file up ahead of them. I think Grady up there leading this thing, he's doing a good job. I like that paint scheme that he's got. Everybody here just needs to be calm and they make it in. No reason to be super aggressive or try anything crazy. Corey's falling back a little bit. Unfortunately, James just kind of hanging out here in the Aaron's dream machine. Alan there behind Chad. As they all are calmly completing the first LCQ. Corey just falling back just out of reach a little bit, too much. Looks like Joey was supposed to be in here and missed the grid. So we're in lap 10, completing lap 10. Chad has made the pass for the lead now. Grady stuck on the outside. But hanging on strong. I think the outside could wind up being pretty good, especially later in the race, if we get late in the feature. Just with how slick the bottom's going to be out of the corner. And that bump in turn 2 is just massive here. Could be really hard to get drives out of the corner. Oh, Grady's going to get the wall. There's 3 wide. Got a little bit into the side of Allen. That shoved him up. Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard to get grip out of the corner from the bottom, especially on old tires. This could make the outside be pretty good on restarts. Though, single file restarts, but if you get someone's outside, you might be able to pass them that way. New tires, I think the bottom's definitely going to be the best. There's Ian there with Grady behind him. Corey back quite a ways. And up leading this thing, Chad, with a pretty nice lead, with Allen and then James behind him.
Six transfer, right?
Yeah, 6 transfer.
Yep.
And they're going to be coming to 3 to go. They just all got to keep it clean, and they should be good. Chad, I think, is going to be pretty good for the feature. He's showing some speed. He might be more of a long-run car with how he was catching AJ at the end of that first heat, or his heat. But he's doing really good right now. Up there in the lead. This fog is really making it hard to see. They're on the white flag. Corey, unfortunately, back in the pack. He's going to miss out. But top 6 coming around. Chad's going to get the win. Then Allen, James, Ian, Grady, and then Jarrett there for that final spot. So good race to them. We haven't had a caution yet. I don't think we didn't have one in Heat 1. And haven't had one at all in the races since then either. Coming to the B main now. If we can get there. We're going to be having Riley, Matthew, Frank is going to be in this one. Jake, Gregory. He's starting 5th. He might have a good shot to make it. Rick, 6th in that final spot for now. Kenneth, Tyler, and Nick King, who I think is not in the server anymore, unfortunately. So he will not be in the feature. May have had something come up, or maybe didn't realize that so many people transfer from the consolation races. See if Tyler joins. Is he in the server? I don't know. It says he is. Maybe not paying attention or away from the computer. So he will miss as well. So it's just going to be another 7-car race with one person missing out for this race. A couple people that should have been on the grid that are going to miss as well. We'll see how this one goes. Another 18 laps. Make sure I'm live. I'm live. Oh, Nick King had to exit. Something did come up for him, unfortunately. But hope all goes well for him. But he didn't mess anything up or anything. He just won't make it into the race, but obviously if you can't be here, then you can't make it anyway. So Kenneth is the only car outside the top 6 starting on the grid here. But we'll see how that changes as soon as we take the green, as we just got it. Outside gets a pretty slow start. They keep it calm. Kenneth back in the back. A little bit of wall for the blue car. Kenneth trying to look low there. Not quite got the nose. I think that's Rick up ahead of him trying to make a move. Gets around 71 of Gregory. Kenneth trying to follow him. And he is going to be able to get in there and take away that transfer spot. See if Gregory can make his way back up. And I need to put my feature set in. I'll do that in the warm-up. Might as well watch while there's a race happening. So Kenneth is in 6th for the final transfer spot. Pulling away now from 7th place. Looks like he's trying to set up a pass on Rick. Everyone else up ahead being calm. Leader's pulling away. In that final transfer position, getting further and further out ahead of the 7th place position. Gregory looked like he's fighting a little bit loose out of the corner. And everything's calm. I need to move this camera. There we go. There was like 2 cameras for the front stretch, and one of them was zoomed way too far in. A little bit of 2-wide race in there. We'll get back in line. Frank riding in 2nd. Riley's leading this. So Frank looks like he will be making it into the feature. Been very, very clean racing so far on a tough combo. Such a bumpy track and people fighting loose out of the corner. Hasn't been hardly any contact. This is only going to be 100 laps feature, I think. So we won't be saving tires quite as much, but this is an abrasive track as well, so we're going to be not wanting to push it too much. But I'm not going to do like I did at Bullring. Definitely can't go a lap down, but I won't be in that big of a save mode anyway, with this being 100 laps instead of 150. Kenneth looking for a pass on Rick. He gets that done pretty easily. Coming around to complete lap 12 for 4 laps to go. And everything's still pretty calm. It's a big track for this amount of cars, especially. But top 7 look to be locked in right now. We're coming around to get 2 to go. Everybody just riding in line, trying to protect their position. No reason to get aggressive since they're all making it. And they're on the white flag. Rick falling back a little bit, but safely in transfer spot, so nothing to worry about for him. Gregory just falling back a little bit. I think he overcooked his tires maybe out of the corner and just couldn't keep the grip underneath it. But that will be the final LCQ. The field is set for the feature,
Good
100
luck, guys.
laps.
I had fun. It was a blast.
Yeah, good race under Gregory there. I think he said it was his first time, so good to get experience. I'm going to put my feature set in and make sure not to show it. And I will be right back. Air temp is 117. That is insane. I don't think we've ever seen anything that high before. 117 air temp in Nashville. That's insanity. 145 track temp. Wow. Well, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick, and then we'll get to racing on freaking liquid track, melted asphalt. Good grief. Yeah, shout out to the fans that have come out for 117 track, 117 freaking air temp. I'm gonna go see how this feels. It's gonna be very slick, I think. I don't think I've ever... I mean, this has to be the hottest track I've ever seen. I've never seen air temp over 110.
Clear high. Have a slow car off the bottom. We have a car stop
It's
down
gonna be
low.
very loose.
Go high.
And it's so foggy still. Oh, we're chasing it up the track. Riley's looking very quick. Okay, very loose, but I'm feeling decent on pace, I think. Somehow on 19.4. Oh my.
One outside. Stay low. All clear. All
It's
clear.
not turning.
Outside. We have a car stop down low. Go there. Push the line. Outside. Stay low.
Did you get a bump?
On the high side.
That's
Clear,
my
all
bad.
clear.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I was loose, man. This is gonna be a tough one. I was really terrible out of the corner there, though. Just practice. 97.97 for like 3 laps. I don't think we're gonna be saving tires. I do not think we're gonna be saving tires. It is so, I mean, the tires are basically melting. Yep, track temp 146. That is ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous. All right. Let's go do what we can. Make sure we're good on fuel. If I can figure out what the button is. We should be okay on fuel. Holy cow. We'll do what we can to save tires, but I'm not going to back up too much. 100 laps. Starting on the inside, starting P5. We'll see if we can have a good one. This is going to be treacherous, though. We might have a couple cautions.
The rest of the right. All right, man. Line up on the inside row. Pit road is closed.
With how slick this is going to be, I'm going to be trying to be very calm. 51 brakes is probably alright. Oh man, I just did like 3 laps there in that warm-up and I was down 3% on the tires, so this is just going to be... I don't know. I think backing up to save them might be a good play with how much wear there's going to be.
Alright, man, we're going green next time. Bye.
But I'm not going to be backing it up to the extent I was at Bullring for sure, and I'm not going to be backing it up too much anyway. And we're starting up in 5th, so I'll just see if I can ride behind these guys and maybe just not drive it so hard. I don't know what's going to happen here. This is going to be tough. 100 laps, here we go.
Alright, man. Safe cars in.
What are we going to do?
Green flag, green flag.
Going on green.
Outside.
Try and calmly get into the corner.
All clear, all clear.
Looks like Nick is saving tires a bit.
Outside.
I'm trying to save as best I can.
Stay low. All clear, all clear.
I don't want to save that much though, but it might be really good for him later. I'm trying to just keep the wheel straight and not slide it like that out of the corner. That was very bad. Got to keep that right rear on it, I think. That's what I think we're going to need to be doing. Chris is behind me now. Running 19.7s. Oh, a massive push as I clip the apron. Need to stop doing that. Trying to be very careful on exit. I feel like it's going to start burning up that right rear and it's just going to get overheated and we're never going to get it back. It's going to be another linear situation.
Buddy, going in.
I don't know. We got a ton of space behind us, so I can back it up pretty massively here. Christopher can keep the pressure on Tracy. Maybe Tracy will burn his stuff up, though I think he's pretty much got this car figured out now. I'm not pushing very hard, but I'm still pulling away from the whole field, so I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe I need to back it down even more. Maybe they're all just bogged down in traffic. I don't know. Just can't let this thing get loose on exit. I gotta prevent that as much as possible. Otherwise I'm gonna be feeling it so bad later. I feel like. But it is tight on entry as well, so we could Could be really hurting both ways. Tight on entry, loose on exit. We might just have 0% tires at the end of this, on both of them on the right. I gotta stop clipping the apron as well. That's killing it. Chris is just hanging out behind me, I think. Nick Robinson's starting to catch up behind us again. Back there. Tracy and Christopher are pulling away, but we'll see if they ever fall off. I'm glad it's just the two of them. I'd be more concerned if there was a lot of people up there pulling away, running that fast. Feel okay here. Christopher's looking like he wants to pass us soon. There's a loose moment for us. Don't want that. And I clipped the apron. Christopher, I think, clipped the apron a bit. We're going to give it to him in turn 1 next time, I think.
Got one inside.
Try and use the tires as little as possible. Lost half a second there. It's alright. Riley has moved up past Nick Robinson now. See if we can keep pace with Chris. Probably will be tough. And it is getting loose. So Nick's still 2 seconds back from us. Riley's catching. He might be pushing really hard. Ooh, Chris just ate the wall. Riley's flying up here. He might be melting his tires. We'll definitely get out of his way when he gets here, though. He may be quick. He may just be really fast. And he'll continue to pull away from us, but we might get him back if he's hurting his tires too much. I think the leaders are coming back to us already. .3 now to Nick Robinson. I think Nick Robinson might win this race if he's saving that much ahead of that pack. He might be good, really good later. Christopher's starting to fall off of Tracy up there a little bit. I think they're kind of holding steady with us. We're kind of just hanging out behind Chris. Riley's flying up here. I'm trying to keep the car as straight as possible on exit. And I've been doing okay, I think. Riley just got the wall behind us. A little bit too loose there. I don't want it to get loose ever, if I can help it. Yep. Too much rotation. It's going to end up multiplying by 100 at the end. If I keep doing it. That time it pushed the nose. Give the spot to Riley when we get out of the corner here.
Inside. All clear, all clear.
Thank you, Gavin.
Yep, no problem. Need to try and not push it too hard. See if we can keep behind him and catch back up to Chris. But if not, no biggie. I'd like to keep pace with Nick Robinson behind me and kind of keep us at 2 seconds.
Sorry about that, buddy.
I think that would be good if we could do that. But I think he's still going to wind up catching back up and getting us
Thanks,
at
Frank.
the end. He's just so much quicker and he's saving. So I think that's just going to be nothing we can do about it.
Dylan, if you want to buy it, let me know.
They're just riding back there right now. Still feel pretty good though. AJ's up to 8th behind Dylan. We're back in 5th. Oh, loose, got the apron, shoved the nose, just had to let off. Tracy's up to 3 seconds now. No, that's Christopher. I feel like I've used the tires too much the last couple laps. I need to back it down and be smoother. About ready to get to lap 30. Riley's kind of slowed it down a little bit, I think. Once he got around us, he hasn't pulled away too much. He has pulled away a bit. He's loose out of the corner as well. I think that's just going to end up getting really bad. I'm trying to prevent it from getting loose as much as I can. It's still getting a little bit loose, which I think will still be adding up. But there's not much I can do about it. Except try and make it not as bad as possible. Nick has caught us by a couple tenths now, back behind us. Oh man, that was bad. We might be in big trouble. We might be in some big trouble. All green so far though, which is awesome. Those guys back behind us are starting to catch up. Chris is pulling away. We're going to get to lap traffic up there. I think Christopher has fallen back to Chris as well. Still feel good. I haven't pushed it too much. I've made a couple mistakes and pushed it more than I wanted to, but it hasn't been terrible. Oh, and Riley's nearly losing it. Had to check up that time. I think Riley's got the right rear really heated up. I'm going to try and get around him if I can. Just have to keep checking up for him.
Still there. Stay low, there's a car on the high side.
Just don't push it too hard underneath him.
You're clear high, clear high. That car is a lap down.
Grab the wall.
You're back and forth.
Back up to 4th. Try to keep the car stable and get caution.
Line up single file.
Somebody may have looped it. It was getting very dicey there. And Riley was struggling.
Let the 55 car by.
Something on the front stretch. Might have been James.
Pit road is now open.
Yeah,
Past
I think
the
it was.
04, past the
We gotta try and cool these tires off.
55 car.
Kevin, sorry about that, bud.
Try and get up here and cool these tires off. Don't go too fast around the track. Use the apron if we can. That should keep it a little bit cooler. It was getting dicey there. I think somebody finally lost it. It was, if you're pushing hard, you're gonna cook that right rear. And I think Riley's gonna be in trouble. We are in a little bit better shape. Riley might be good for first lap and a half here, but I think he's going to get back to being very loose, and I don't know if he's going to be able to ever recover that, just with the track temp being what it is. We'll see. We will see. We'll get a little bit of it cooled off, what we can. Single file restarts.
Alright, man, we're going green next time.
Coming to the green next time. Let's see. Nick is back in 11th. Be interesting to see how much he's saving.
Get ready.
Lap cars maintain position
Alright,
in this
man.
format.
Pace cars in. Green, green, green.
Had to wait there. Looks like it's getting foggier. Alright, back to save mode. See if we can stay ahead of Riley. Christopher, I think, is fighting loose now as well. Is it getting foggier?
Yeah, I think so.
That is the same thing I asked right when you were that one.
Christopher is very loose now. He nearly looped it in front of Chris. We're gonna have to be very careful here. He's very loose. Oh my gosh, and I nearly just spin out of nowhere. That's terrible. Need to not do that again. Give it a minute to cool back down. Follow him up into the wall. Got Nick Robinson coming up.
Got one outside.
Oh,
Still there.
nearly make contact, or we do make contact. Nearly would have been bad.
Hello.
Just trying not to turn the wheel too much and get it even looser.
Hello.
Oh,
All clear, all clear.
he's fighting loose so bad though right now. Had to try and get around him. We gotta see if we can hang on to this. Should be okay. I pushed it a little bit hard there to try and get around him. Nick has gotten around him as well. Briss is looking to go challenge Tracy for the lead. I think Nick and Dylan might be joining
We
him
have a car
here
stop
soon.
down low.
Car stopped down low call, but I think they towed. I think people just, if you heat up your right rear, you just never are going to be able to get it back. With the track temp being what it is and no tire changes. It's got to protect it so much. Getting close to halfway. That was a bad corner entry. That was an even worse corner. Okay, we're probably just gonna have to let both these guys go and hope they burn their stuff up. I'm struggling on entry all of a sudden. I'm not gonna try and force it to stay ahead of them.
Clear low, clear low.
They got a
Inside.
2.8 second lead behind them,
Clear, all
so
clear.
just need to get back here and ride, and maybe they'll be burning their stuff up. Though I think Nick has
All right.
got it pretty under control, and Dylan looks to be pretty stable as well.
All right, man. Caution
And we
is
get another
out.
caution.
Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road
Well,
closed.
I didn't need to let him by and then get a caution.
Sorry, man. I tried to stay off, dude.
I think I'm entering too shallow, which is normal for me everywhere. Nick is able to kind of enter middle and turn back down, though when I enter middle with this setup, when I did it in practice, I felt like I couldn't turn and then put more wheel into it to get it to turn down, and I just get loose.
Past the 04. Past the.
There might be several of these cautions where people are just spinning just because that right rear has gone away on them. Not a whole lot anyone can do at that point. Riley has fallen back to 11th. Cool the tires down a little bit now that we have the opportunity. Apron is the best place to do it since it's the least used part of the track at the moment. Fuel wise, we should be good. Totally good.
All right, man. We're going green next time. Bye.
What an interesting dynamic, though. Just liquid asphalt track on the surface of the sun, trying to hang on to it. Pretty fun. Pretty fun.
Get ready.
Alright, we'll see if we can pull back away from AJ or if they're all just going to swamp me here.
The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
Not trying to get underneath Dylan. Okay, that felt good. Just need to not get it over rotating at any point. Getting a little bit tighter through the center, which I think is going to make me use more wheel, and I'm going to start getting more loose out of the corner, which is not good. Could maybe back the brakes up a little bit to kind of alleviate that. maybe. So I'm sitting in a pretty good spot here. We're pulling away from AJ a bit.
Alright, man.
And
Caution
we
is
get another
out.
quick
Caution
caution.
is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
I want to get back to running. I want a long run here. It's alright. Caution laps don't count. I think Christopher maybe caused that one. Burned up his right rear. He was struggling to hang on to it when he was ahead of us.
Pit road is now open.
What is the tire wear going to be like on this race, I wonder? You going green next time, maybe?
Alright, man. We're
Yep.
going green next time. Bye.
Okay, good. I think we're quicker than AJ at this point. So hopefully we don't get too loose and are able to hang on to it.
Get ready. Alright, man. Pace cars in. Green flag, green flag.
Not a great start for me, but we got space behind us. Whoa. Checked up a little bit more than I was ready for, but we're alright. Didn't get it to turn through the center, got loose off. Not good. That time I just missed entry. It actually felt fairly decent. Didn't even get that loose on exit. We can find a way back around Dylan. We'll see if we can take it. We only have 40 laps to go. I need to not do that though.
Alright, man. Caution is out.
Another
Caution is
caution.
out. Line up single file.
Nick is up
Pit
to
road
7th
closed.
now.
Yeah,
Back
so I
behind me.
got loose.
Happened.
I think we're faster than AJ. Nick might be moving up now. He might have been saving a lot. I don't know if we're faster than him at the moment.
Pit road is now open.
Midmark got that spot back.
Yeah. I wasn't faster than the line.
Alright, man. We're going green next time. Bye.
Alright. Now can we get a run to the end? Be a lot of fun. What did we do at the beginning? 40 laps? I think it was around 40, wasn't it? Maybe.
Get ready. Alright, man. Pace cars in. Green flag, green flag.
AJ got a better start that time.
Come on, Riley. I'm gonna let you go right here.
Sounds good, thank you.
Oh, we were loose. Thought I was going to get the wall.
Sounds like it there.
Yeah, I fried my right rear.
Yeah, when I had to get towed off because I was spinning right in front of Tracy, man.
Alright,
Yeah,
we're in
I
a good
probably
spot.
pull off. I'm not used to this.
Nick is looking to get around Chris. I'm loose, just gotta hang on to it. Keep it as straight as possible. Oh, and they make contact.
And my right rear was 15% when I hit on that 87.
What happened there?
I mean, come on, Chris, what the fuck?
Stay high. There's the car on the low side.
Can we get around Dylan on the outside?
All right, you're back in third. Still there.
Oh, he got loose.
Clear low, clear low.
That was unfortunate for Chris. I don't know what happened there with him. He's somehow still behind us. I thought he lost it and got the wall, but he is in 5th still.
Pit road is closed.
At least that closes up the gap.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do there. I'm not sure if it was neck good or nothing. I thought I was against the yellow line. I couldn't be any closer.
Car does have weird contacts. If you get stuck together, not much you can do. Should just bounce off each other, you know?
It's 711 car.
Yeah, I hate that type of contact. Because, I mean, realistically, he would have just folded in my right rear a little bit, and it would have popped back out later. No, you're fine, man. It's iRacing's contact stuff sucks.
Chris is apologizing for it.
Sorry for saying something. I was just frustrated.
I think he might have been, just pinched him a little bit too much. There could have been some net code as well. But we'll see after the race. Unfortunate there. It's good. He's only back to 5th. I thought he hit the wall and spun, but no, he's fine. He'll probably be up here past us and fighting for the position again. And we somehow got around Dylan on the outside. We were not giving him much room, and he was getting loose on the bottom. That's the only way we were able to.
Get ready.
Let's try and get a good restart.
The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
It was decent. See if we can pull away from Dylan. I don't know if we're quick enough. Yeah, I felt the rear end trying to rotate there on entry. We definitely don't have anything for these front two right now. Probably not ever. If I can do solid, smooth laps, not like this, maybe pull away from 4th. Big loose. No more of that, please. I feel like it's getting really loose. Allen out on track.
All right, man, that car
He
is
might have
flat
spun.
down. Go high.
We're in trouble, I think. I think it's going to start getting ridiculously loose on entry, and we're not going to have anything left. Just got to try and put in decent laps here. Nick going for the lead on Tracy.
Good job. The next car is the leader.
Chris and Dylan are racing hard back there. That'll help us out a little bit. I think Dylan just
I
backed
knew it
out of
wasn't
it.
going to end good when I got the
All right, man.
warning for the right front on lap 40.
Line up single file. Pit road
Got the
is
meatball
closed.
now.
It's the 7
Yeah, that
car.
is pretty early.
I got it on lap 50, so I'm probably right behind you now.
It's the 7 car.
Allen's on pit road.
Going, so I'm pretty much just trying to cruise until finish.
Does Chris have to give that position back to Dylan? He does. That's going to save us a little bit. I think Chris was going to get up here and pass us. I think Dylan was catching us there as well. We're getting really loose on entry now. I think we might be in trouble.
Oh, Tracy, I was not going to dive that in there, by the way. I just trying to play games. I don't want you to think I would do that.
I was giving it up.
This is tough. We were getting very loose on exit or
I was
entry,
going to get a run on me next corner. So.
which is going to make exit even more difficult. Brake bias, do I move that to 50 something, 50, 55 or something? Probably not a good idea, but now Nick Robinson's got the lead.
Get ready.
What kind of start are we going to get here?
Cars in. Green flag, green flag.
Okay. Chris looking low on Dylan. Just got to keep the right rear on it. Still. It is getting testy. It is getting testy. May not look like it, but I'm being very careful. Middle of the corner, not to use too much wheel because I feel like the rear end is just going to step out. Definitely try and not get it loose on exit. I need to back the rears up, I think, or move them forward, because we're in bad shape here.
Go ahead, you're good.
Alright, I think that felt better.
Thanks, bud.
Ooh, Tracy got big loose there.
Yeah, no worries.
I think we stacked him up behind us. Chris got such a better entry than we did. Oh man. Tracy's getting loose though too, then maybe we're not too bad. I am nursing this thing right now. Nick is in 6th, I think.
Right front tire is wearing out.
My right front's wearing out, huh? I think the right rear's in worse shape. Oh, Tracy's barely able to hang on. I'm barely able to hang on. We might be in very bad shape. Uh-oh. We're about to get freight trained.
All clear, all clear. Inside.
We are about to get freight trained here.
All clear, all clear. Inside. Stay high. Still
Oh.
there. Hold your line.
Oh,
Stay
this is
high.
not good.
20 more laps. All clear, all clear.
Well, that's
Inside.
Nick with the red car.
Stay high. Stay high. There's a car on the low side. Stay high.
This is very bad. This is not where I want to be. I'm stuck on the high side. I'm loose, trying to hang on to it.
Clear low, clear
Oh
low.
my gosh.
Yeah, one inside. Stay high. Clear low, clear low.
Tracy might have looped it there. Dylan's fallen off a little bit as well. Now we're back to 8th. This is very bad. What happened to us? Just cooked up the right rear. It's what I wanted to prevent. I wasn't saving enough. Was not saving enough, and now we're dead. Looks like Dylan's struggling with it as well. I just gotta be careful here. And try to get it to the end. It is just cooked so bad.
Slow down low. Go high.
AJ's pulled it off. I have nothing left for grip. Okay, that was about the best corner I can do right now. I need to just keep doing that. I was afraid this would happen. Oh, contact with Chris. There's people behind Dylan that are catching up. We're not going to be able to hold off. Chris got the wall. I was trying so hard not to push to try and prevent this from happening, but I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Jake is coming. It's not quite 0% like it was at Lanier yet, but I think it will be getting there by the end. These laps need to just tick away as quick as possible. I got nothing to hold on to any of these spots.
Inside.
And I cannot run the freaking top. It is just even more loose up top.
Still there. Clear low, clear low.
We're going to drop out of the top 10. We're going to get a caution. That's Tracy. It finally went away on him.
Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
And we get the spot back on Kevin, apparently.
Pit road is now open. It's the 70.
We are in bad shape. Bad shape. I just have no grip through the center anymore. It's just pitching sideways, so we're never gonna be able to get anything. Just have to hang on and not spin out.
It's the 70 car.
We got 11 laps to go. We are in very bad shape. Kevin's gonna get by us. Matthew in the 44 might get by us. I think Dylan's kind of in the same situation we are, but I think he's better right now. He just got passed by these guys and got stuck on the outside. The outside has even less grip than the bottom, so I being stuck on the outside did not help. Nick is up to second now, behind Nick Robinson, so he was actually saving.
I didn't like that caution.
And we'll probably get the win now. I was trying to save.
Right here.
I was really trying to.
That would do it. Man, see, you and me flip positions, because I basically blew right rear at the boring, so.
Was trying to save, just didn't do a good enough job.
Happens.
And was just going too fast. I thought we'd be able to get away with it with 100 laps instead of 150, but
yeah, that was crazy.
Same situation as Lanier, basically. Just no grip anymore. Right rear's gone.
Green flag, green flag.
I do not want to be on the outside.
You got one inside. 10 to go. Stay high. There's the car on the low side. Still there. What's the line?
But we are.
Stay high.
Should not have gone up here. That was such a bad idea.
Still there. What's the line?
Can we hold off
All
Matthew?
Clear, all clear.
Only need a couple laps. 10. Oh my. I have no grip through the center of the corner. No grip through the center. somehow still okay. But there's people up ahead who might be in bad shape as well. Chris, I think, has fallen off a bit. And of course, Tracy spun, so we got that spot. So we may get some more spots, but we are not going to pull off Matthew, I don't think. And we finally loop it.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the...
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Hey, car.
Oh, I did not. I couldn't hang on to it.
No, not Gavin.
I really convinced myself I was saving at the beginning, too.
Dude, you made me convinced I was oversaving.
Pit road is now open.
I had to pull in. I couldn't even control it, and I checked. I'm at 39 and 3%.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm on 0 right rear right now.
You had a full 3% left.
I tried to save it, just
Alright, man, we're
wasn't
going
possible.
I was too scared to call the caution if I stayed out there.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I did not expect tires to wear that fast.
Now we can't get anything except what happens ahead of us. Unfortunately, we had to cause a yellow there. I thought I was going to be able to save it, but the right rear is
Get
just
ready.
dead. So I just have to walk around the track. No gas. We should be able to make it home. Nick is still in second behind Nick Robinson.
Green, green, green. Five to go at the line.
About started hitting the clutch instead of the brake. That wouldn't have helped things. Yeah, we're definitely at 0. This is just like Lanier. So I just gotta nurse it. Just like Lanier, I blew a right rear, basically.
You got one inside. That car is a lap down. All
Sorry
clear,
about
all
that,
clear.
Rick.
Your car has too much...
No, you're good, man. I had some weird thing happen.
We lost the tire. So we're done. Gosh dang it. Well, actually, we may be okay. We're within 3 to go, I think. I should pull in so I don't cause any yellow for the leaders. Go around and pull in. Should still get 13th, I think. Dang it. I thought I was saving. I was so dumb. Don't spin out in front of the leaders. Gosh dang it. Alright.
Pit box in 10.
Well, first time we blew in a tire and had to quit. At
5.
Lanier we got to finish,
Alright, man. It's white flag this time by.
but we'll
One
still
more
get
to go.
13th.
Right here.
And yeah, 42-0. We just got it too loose. Unfortunate. Let's take a look at checkered flag. Coming to the checkered now. Nick Robinson gets the win easily over Nick. We did not save enough. I thought we would,
Good racing, guys.
but didn't do it. But that's on me.
Yeah, I think my right front went those last couple laps, Frank. Good race, man.
We got 0.
Dude, sorry. Now you can tell I got no brakes.
Oh, well,
There's the checkered flag.
we got 13th.
Alright, that's it.
I
Go.
really was
Alright, man.
thinking
Bring it
I
on
wasn't
home and let's
pushing
get
so
out of
so hard at the beginning there, trying to keep it nice and straight and not let the right rear wear. But Nick did it way better. He 31-35. He had it done. He had that saved perfectly. I should have been doing that, but I thought only 100 laps we wouldn't get to that point like we did at Lanier, but the track just was melting the tires with the track temp, so should have expected it. Let's take a look at the incidents. It's going to be a lot of people spinning. First up is Nick.
Okay.
Oh, he gets a bump. A little bump. Yeah, Meatball wins 0, I think. We're gonna get the wall. Little tap of the wall. It's gonna be some wall taps and some spins. We'll just take a look at the cautions. We had a really nice run at the beginning. Then lap 39, we get a caution. Oh, James got up in the marbles. Oh, he takes Kevin out too. Kevin winds up beating us. Ooh, what was the tire temps? 198? That's not right. It's got to be like 400. At least 400. So Kevin does good to bounce back from that. He doesn't look like he's got much damage there, somehow. And then we go to lap 51. People are just already on ice. We weren't at this point yet, but we got there. We definitely got there. Still on lap 51. Where's the caution? Oh, it's Christopher falling back. And he gets a little tap. Just right rear was gone for him. And then we go to lap 55. Yeah, and he's on 0% as well. Just can't hang on to it at that point. I wish I would have been able to hang on to it, but this track's got more banking. And Lanier, I was able to keep it straight enough, but here I could not save it with the right rear being gone. Should have known it was going to get way loose. I should have backed it off even further. But we went too hard at the beginning. Should have seen that coming. But we beat Tracy. Tracy went too hard as well. Where's the caution at? Lap 60. It didn't show us. Didn't show us what the caution was for. Let's go to the pace car. Probably just a self-spin that didn't hit anything. Is it one of these guys? Yeah. Riley he lost it as well. He was pushing really hard at the beginning. I thought he might get to this point. But I thought we were going okay. But we just pushed it too much. And we got loose a couple times out of the corner. And I shouldn't have done that, but oh well. I think we still got 13th. We wind up 2 laps down. That's alright. Chris ends up beating us. I maybe could have made it, but I was going to be so slow. Like with the black flag, there's only 3 laps left. I might have been able to complete the race and not get penalized, but we were going to be so slow and the leaders were going to be coming. I didn't want to just best to get out of the way there. We had a good race with Dylan for a bit. Caution's coming here. Oh, I think that's Alan. He gets loose and gets turned and into the wall. Oh, and he gets hit hard by Frank and Chad. That's unfortunate for him. Then we go to lap 71. Nothing yet. Oh, James is still on that right rear. No grip for him. And there's the caution. He tried to get out of the car in time. Then lap 72. We go green for a while up to lap 89. This is where I'm thinking it's starting to get loose on entry, and once I got to that point, it was gone. Yeah, Tracy finally lost it. He was getting loose as well ahead of us. And there's the yellow for that. We had fallen back to 9th at this point, so we were toasted. Then 93. This might be my spin. Yeah, it is. I couldn't ever get the stupid car to turn around. I don't know what the problem was. We actually hit pretty hard, but I don't think we actually got any damage. I couldn't get the car to turn around. Luckily, There was nobody back there. Leaders hadn't caught us yet. But we just had to pull it in at that point. And I don't think there was another caution. We're just, you can see how loose it is going through turn 1 and 2 here. Just look at it, just try and pitch sideways. And then here as well, you can just, I can't put any wheel in it or it's spinning. So then I just have to pull it in. We nearly spin coming onto pit road. No, I hadn't decided to pull it in yet. I think we just got the black flag on this lap. There we go. Didn't wreck again. We caused 1 caution, but oh well. We get 13th. I should have known better and been able to finish better than that, but we beat Tracy and Dylan. Dylan had a good race. We had a good race up there for a while. Should have been saving more, but I thought with 100 laps we could get away with it, but I was wrong. But need to remember, abrasive track, hot track, it's going to lay down a lot of rubber. I need to not push as hard, even if it's a shorter race. But, oh well.